Dial all day, every day. Eagle 102 KJFM radio. Area high school softball is on the air. Every week, Eagle 102 brings you the best of area high school sports. On air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM radio app. Now to the diamond for high school softball on your area sports leader, KJFM radio.
It's senior night at Silex High School as the Owls welcome in the Elsberry Indians. Mark Froelich, Maddie Ingram here at Silex tonight for this all-Lincoln County EMO matchup. And both of these teams, Maddie, coming off play in the Louisiana Bulldog Invitational over the weekend.
Yeah, and Elsberry, they just fell short to Monroe City in the championship, so they brought home that second place plaque. And then Silex actually had a pretty good performance too at the Elsberry, or the Bulldog Invitational. They went 2-1 and they brought home third place. They lost to Louisiana earlier in the season, and they were able to beat Louisiana for third place 6-4. So they came away with some hardware and a good performance from both teams.
Now, did they match up with Elsberry in the opening round? Is that what I saw? Or
it was the semifinals.
Okay, all
so
right.
It was the championship semifinals, and Elsberry took care of business there to advance. But it was Silex that was able to bounce back in that third place game. So good for them to. They've been on a roller coaster over the last couple of weeks. So to pull off 2 wins in one day, that's good for them.
So both of these teams took home hardware over the weekend. Now it's senior night at Silex. We'll talk about where these two teams sit heading into the final part of the stretch run of the season, if you will, when we start the pregame for you next on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by The Pierre, DG Firearms, Lynn's Heritage House, and Reed Insurance Agency.
The Eagle 102 Sports pregame show is coming up on KJFM Radio.
Cellular Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
I'm Tylee Mills, the CEO of Pike County Memorial Hospital. You've heard it from your friends, family, and even neighbors. They choose Pike County Memorial Hospital. Quality care from quality people. Pike County Memorial Hospital.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Cellular and Satellite, Pike County Memorial Hospital, Ackles Farm Market, and Shelter Insurance Agent Ashley Jenkins.
It's time now for the Eagle 102 Sports pregame show on KJFM Radio.
Welcome back to Silex, getting ready for the senior night game between the Owls and the Elsberry Indians. And we mentioned right off the bat, both these teams were in the Louisiana Bulldog Invitational. Coach Levi Yasna and his Elsberry team weren't happy with second place, but that's kind of their mindset. They're always pushing for more, it seems like, in the last few seasons.
Yeah, and I think a great example of that is, they've been able to already look past that coming into this game today. And so was talking with Coach before the game, and he mentioned, we had 5 errors. We had 5 walks. How are you going to win a game?
Yeah, that's uncharacteristic.
Yeah, and so he was hard on his team and in a way of we should expect better. And so they're coming into the game today with that mentality. But as you mentioned, they've only continued to want more. In fact, they've played significantly more games than many people in the EMO conference this year. They're already 18-6 on the season.
Wow.
So played quite a few games, and they haven't really lost all that many. This last week was where they picked up 2 of those 6 losses. And so on Wednesday of last week, they fell to Mexico 6-2. Then they fell to Monroe City in that Bulldog Invitational. But before that, they had not lost a game since September the 7th, where they dropped 2 in one day. They fell to Highland 9-7 and Westminster Christian 11-2 in the same day. But since then, they had been on a win streak and a tear at that.
And it's not just pitching or hitting. The defense, they really have all 3 facets.
They do. And so this is a team and a lot of these kids that they started as freshmen, and now here they are. And so you can really see a program build around some talent. And so there's a lot of positivity. There's a lot of kids that work really hard, and that's paid off for Elsberry. They've won district championships over the last 3 years, looking to do it again.
And on the Silex side, consistency has been what they've been searching for all season.
Yeah, they have a couple of upperclassmen that make it into the mix for Silex, but you still have a lot of younger kids that are learning to play varsity ball. And so, they may have started as freshmen, but they've been consistently showing up, putting in the reps, and getting the reps in game situations. And so that's going to pay off down the road.
And it's not just been game to game that they've been looking for that consistency, but really inning to inning. I mean, they can go out and put 5 on the board, then go down 1, 2, 3 the next 3 innings. So it's just finding consistency through 7 innings and through back-to-back games, and that's kind of what's been hampering their win-loss total.
Yeah, and I thought that whenever they played Clopton last week, that was a great example of them giving effort all 7 innings. And so every time that Clopton would score, Silex was responding, and so that's what they're going to have to continue to do through the rest of the season if they want to stay in the win column.
It's Silex and Elsberry this afternoon. We'll check our keys to the game for you next on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by W5 Auction Services, Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, La Crosse Lumber Company, and Sudsy Tub.
The Eagle 102 Sports keys to the game are right around the corner. Brought to you by Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Ackles Farm Market has locally produced beef, pork, and honey. Stop in for your farm fresh cut ribeye, New York strip, sirloin steaks, fillets, stew meat, ribs, ground beef, snack sticks, and all beef hot dogs. While there, stock up on homegrown fruits and vegetables as well. Open every day, 9 to 7. Ackles Farm Market, just off Highway 54 between Louisiana and Pittsfield.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
Ask me, Ashley Jenkins, about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Geared Up, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Time now for the Eagle 102 Sports Keys to the Game on KJFM. Sponsored by Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate in Louisiana.
I think these two teams, Elsberry, you're not going to have another 5 walk, 5 error performance out of them in back-to-back games. So,
no, and that's something that Silex is going to have to keep in mind.
Yeah, and so they're going to have good at-bats, and that's going to mean making contact. They're going to have to swing. They're going to have to either put the ball in play or foul pitches off if they're going to get to Kenzie Koch and Elsberry in this ball game. They can't just sit there and take.
Yeah, and you're going to have to be aggressive early, and I think that when Silex does that and they do it for 7 innings, they are a much better team.
And as long as Elsberry plays Elsberry softball,
yeah.
I think that's the key for them.
Yeah.
You got to put the past in the past, move forward with what you've been taught, and I think that's a big key for them in this ball game. It's senior night here at Silex. The Owls and the Elsberry Indians will have our starting lineups next on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Mike Henry Excavating, Pogue Chevy Buick Dealer in Hannibal, Service and Supply Co-op, and PJ's Salon.
The Eagle 102 Sports starting lineups are coming up. Brought to you by Community State Banks of Missouri.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats is your first stop when stocking your freezer. Brown's has frozen chicken, steaks, brats, and burgers ready to go. For wholesale and custom butchering, Brown's is your first call. It's where quality meets service. Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats. For your meat processing, smokehouse meats, and homemade sausage. Just off Highway 61 in Silex.
Geared Up, just off the square in Pittsfield, is your first stop for screen printing and embroidery. The folks at Geared Up take pride in making their communities and schools look great while offering the best prices around. If you're looking to expand your wardrobe, or maybe a gift is on the list, stop by their store and check out numerous items in stock. When you're looking for custom apparel and awards for your business, organization, or team, stop by Geared Up, 211 South Madison in Pittsfield.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Bowling Green Tractor, State Farm agents Rod Prentice and Brenda Crawford, Vicki Cadwalader Real Estate, and Pepsi.
The Eagle 102 Sports starting lineups on KJFM are sponsored by Community State Banks of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy.
And your starting lineups for this ball game for the visiting Elsberry Indians. They're coached by Levi Yasno. They'll lead it off at the third base from number 11, Jillian Reller. Then the pitcher, number 17, Kenzie Koch. Center fielder in the 3 spot, that's number 1, Anna Talbot. Then the shortstop, bats cleanup, number 15, Maya Plaster. First baseman in the 6th spot, number 6, Ashlyn Javot. Then the catcher, number 2, Katie Talbot, followed by the second baseman, number 14, Katie Brinkman. In the 8th spot is the designated player, number 13, Mackenzie Burke. And then the right fielder rounds out the order, number 3, Lizzie Mound. Flexing in left field will be number 12, Stavasia Hardwick. So again, it's Reller, Koch, Talbot, Plaster, Javot, Talbot, Brinkman, Burke, and Mound for Elsberry. For the Silex Owls, they're coached by Rebecca Prowley. They'll lead it off with the center fielder, number 13, Rylan Jensen. Then the shortstop, number 8, Kenzie James. In the 3 spot is the catcher, number 17, Carrington Morris. Then the first baseman bats cleanup, number 1, Austin Van Horn. Designated player in the 5 spot, number 42, Kylie Twellman. Then the pitcher, number 23, Rylan Harris. Third baseman bats 7th, number 21, Macy Mooney. Then the second baseman, number 14, Nikki Carroll. And batting 9th is the left fielder, number 2, Morgan Kuntz. Flexing in right field is number 10, Claire Schwendeman. I was so gearing up for Schwendeman that I couldn't say right field. So Jensen, James, Morris, Van Horn, Twellman, Harris, Mooney, Carroll, and Kuntz is your batting order as the teams have been introduced here and on the field. We'll take a break, the national anthem coming up, and then our first pitch just minutes away. It's high school softball, Silex and Elsberry on senior night at Silex High School from Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Hayden's Motorsports, La Crosse Lumber Company, Bill Allen Auction Services, and Bowling Green Veterinary Clinic.
Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company is a proud sponsor of the local schools and their athletes. When it's time to quench that thirst, reach for one of the many Pepsi products found in the local concession stands, including Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Sundrop, or the all-new Starry Lemon Lime. If you are wanting something other than soda, enjoy Bubbler, Clarbrun Water, Lipton Teas, Gatorade, and more. Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company in New Haven and Bowling Green wishes all the area athletes a great season.
Seize the summer with hot savings on versatile New Holland mid-range tractors from Bowling Green Tractor. Choose 0% financing for 72 months or get up to $10,000 in cash back. Pick the deal that's right for you. As icing on the cake, you'll pay no money down with nothing due until 2025 with either offer. This summer's hottest deals on utility tractors are available now at Bowling Green Tractor. Stop in for all the details. Offer ends September 13th. For commercial use only. Customer participation is subject to credit qualification and CNH Industrial Capital America LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and other restrictions apply. Down payment may be required.
Gambino's Eatery in Louisiana is open Wednesday through Sunday. Start your day with our select breakfast options, muffins, breakfast burrito, frittata, available from 11 a.m. Enjoy lunch options until 4 p.m., including tenderloin, burgers, wraps, and salads. And Gambino's dinner menu from 4 p.m. to close, featuring delicious entrees like lasagna, red wine pot roast, and more. We offer a variety of dishes beyond pizza and Italian, ensuring there's something for everyone. And don't forget, we're now open Sundays from 11 to 2 p.m. Gambino's on 3rd and Georgia in Louisiana. Your perfect dining destination Wednesday through Sunday.
If it's not on the menu, we don't talk about it. State Farm in Pittsfield understands that life can be tough. The State Farm staff is there to help you make smart decisions when it comes to all your insurance and financial service needs. Call, email, text, or stop by the office Monday through Friday between 9 to 5 to talk to an agent. State Farm in Pittsfield, a family-oriented office, is located at 311 Half West Washington Street in Pittsfield, serving Pike County, Illinois, and the surrounding areas.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by One Multi-Sports Complex, Pike County Mutual Insurance agents Corey Buchanan and Shelley Clucky, Gambino's Eatery, and Hannibal Regional Medical Group.
Set the defense for the Owls. Morgan Coots in left, Ryland Jensen in center, Claire Schwendeman in right, Macy Muniz at third baseman, Kenzie James at short, Nikki Carroll at second base, and Austin Van Horn at first. Carrington Morris behind the plate, and Ryland Harris taking her warm-up tosses ahead of the first pitch of this ball game.
The Elsberry Lady Indians have a couple of starters that are batting over 400 on the season. You have Katie and Anna Talbot both batting over 400, and then you have a lot of players. Plaster that is batting 435, Kinsey Koch that's batting 435 as well, and then everybody else doing pretty well. You have Brinkman batting 324 on the season. Reller is batting 354. You have Lily Mound batting 321. Ashlyn Javot 359. And you have Burke batting 296 on the year. So when the lowest batting average in your starting 9 is 296, you're not doing too bad.
Yeah, and just look at the second spot in the order. Kenzie Koch has 11 stolen bases. So if she gets on base, she's going to do some running, as the first pitch was a strike to Jillian Reller, and we are underway here at Silex High School. Reller bats from the left-hand side and slaps at that one, came up empty, 0-2. Kind of just dropped the bat in front of the ball.
Yeah, it was an off-speed pitch that fell off on the backside of the plate. She flashed her bat a little too early and then just continued her swing.
The 0-2. Got out in front of that one, pops it into short right, and that'll drop in front of Schwendeman for a base hit.
That's tough as a pitcher. You want that soft contact, and it's unfortunate whenever you have a slapper up and they can find where no one is at, and they're able to get soft contact, drop in. Offensively, that's exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm.
That's a base runner on, yeah.
So a runner aboard for Koch, and the pitch outside to the right-hand hitting pitcher. 1-0 the count. Nobody on it, or no one out, and a runner at first base. The 1-0. Ooh.
Not a bad spot.
Yeah, just inside, and 2-0 the count.
This Elsberry lineup is stacked. I don't think it's a bad idea for Harris to live on those corners.
That one low and inside, 3-0. So Kenzie should get a pitch to hit here on 3-0. Here it comes, and it's outside. Ooh, called a strike. Tailing away. We're a little bit off the third base side. So that may have caught the corner.
Delay in communication from the dugout.
The 3-1. Called a strike again, 3-2.
Now it's a battle. Koch's going to have to swing the bat.
Full count, runner at first, nobody out. The pitch is hit to the shortstop. Good snag, steps on second, throw to first, double play. What a play by Kenzie James as she got a very good hop. Snagged that ball, stepped on the bag, and threw over to Van Horn for the DP.
A big one hop to Kenzie James. She caught it right before it got to the grass on that big hop, and before it climbed her shoulder. She was able to be quick enough to spin and make that throw to first base and roll the double play.
6-3 on the twin killing, and a ball on the first pitch to Talbot.
We don't see very many double plays. That was a gem.
Especially with someone like Koch running. There's a strike called, evens the count at a ball and a strike. It's a kind of speaks to how hard that ball was hit, that she was able to get herself over to second and throw to first for the double play. 2-1 the count. Base is empty, 2 down. This one popped up mile high. Carroll camps under it, and she makes the catch to retire the side. A double play after a leadoff blue pit was erased, and we go to the bottom of the first inning. No score. Silex coming up on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Dennis Mudd Auto Body, W5 Auction Services, White Insurance Agency, and Wood Smoke Meats.
One Multi-Sports Complex in Bowling Green is your year-round indoor facility to get your softball and baseball work in. Call Courtney at 573-324-2193 or Matthew at 573-324-8282 to schedule an appointment and to inquire about memberships. One Multi-Sports Complex just off VFW Road in Bowling Green.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Eagles Bluff Golf Course, People's Bank and Trust, Pike County Health Department, and Missouri State Representative Chad Perkins.
Set the defense for Elsberry. Hardwick is in left, Anna Talbot in center, Lizzie Mound over in right, Jillian Reller at third base, Maya Plaster at short, Katie Brinkman is the second baseman, Ashlyn Javot at first, Katie Talbot behind the plate, and Kenzie Koch taking her warm-up tosses after a good start for Silex defensively, turning the DP, getting the pop out, and only having to face the minimum in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, we mentioned how rare it is that we see those double plays anymore, and that was just a really good turn, and I think Kinsey James was very heads up, got a good hop, but quickly moved her feet, made the tag, and was able to throw it across the diamond to get the out on the double play, but was able to talk to Macy Mooney and Kinsey James. They decided to make the trek to Van Far over the weekend and watch the football game on Friday, and it was after they had that big 10-0 loss to Bowling Green, and they were just talking about, you know, they've been struggling and having some issues with trying to make it through a game without an error, and so had some errors against Bowling Green, but I thought they did a great job of turning that around and you know, putting on a pretty good performance at the Bulldog Invitational. And then this is a great start to the game, especially on senior night. You want to try to get the win, but when you're starting off and making those big plays in the first inning, that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the game.
It certainly does, and that one was tailor-made. I mean, hard hit ball, chest high hop, taking her toward the bag as a strike is called on the first pitch to Jensen, and just had the momentum going the right way the whole time. 0-1 the count. To the center fielder for Silex. Now a swing and a miss at a high pitch, 0-2.
Koch has had a majority of the innings for Elsberry this season. Rotates with Maya Plaster.
This one fouled toward the Elsberry dugout. Picked up by Coach Prowley and sent back to the pitcher. Still 0-2. Swing and a miss, one off speed on her, and got the strikeout.
That ball continued to climb. It was a rise ball, but it did have something off of it, especially with the speed that Koch has. Great idea to go upstairs. I like to go upstairs on slap hitters, and I thought she did a good job with that count. Good sequence.
Low strike called to Kenzie James. They have the most interesting bugs here at Silex.
There's been lots of little spiders. Last time I had gnats everywhere.
Popped up. Who wants it? First baseman camps under it, and Javot makes the catch for the second out. Base is empty, 2 down for Carrington Morris.
She's had a really great year at the plate. She's come up big for her team offensively, and then behind the plate, she's just a wall. I think she's had a really good breakout season this year.
Inside on the first pitch to her, 1-0. Van Horn on deck if the inning continues. Base is empty, 2 outs. And this one chopped to the second baseman. Brinkman up with it, throw over, beats her by 2 steps. And 1, 2, 3 go the Owls in the first inning. No score after one. Both sides have faced the minimum so far. And back with the second after this on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Custom Works Hair Salon and Tanning, Pogue Ford, West End Storage, and Sun Window Company.
Hi, this is Shelley Clucky with Pike County Mutual Insurance Company. We appreciate the value of working hard and making sure you've taken steps to make sure you're prepared for whatever comes your direction. Best wishes to all of our area athletes for another amazing season from myself and Corey Buchanan at Pike County Mutual Insurance Company on the square in Bowling Green.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by A Taste of Philly, State Farm Insurance Agent Cindy Blaylock, Central State Bank of Illinois, and Eolia Landscape Supply.
4, 5, and 6 hitters for Elsberry as we start the second inning. If you're in the area, they are having the traditional senior night bake sale.
They are.
Here with
and there's a silent auction as well.
Yeah, they have probably
3,
over 100 desserts.
Yeah, 3 or 4 tables full, and they're the big tables. So there's a lot of people that bake for this, and then they encourage you to support them. It's a fundraiser.
Exactly, and yeah,
you could go home with desserts.
Basically, from the entrance gate almost to the edge of the Silex dugout. That's a lot of dessert.
It is. Lots of goodies over there.
So Plasterer leads things off.
We've got a face mask being tossed in. Oh, there must be something wrong with it. Kinsey James tossed her face mask in. So.
Hardest hit ball's been to her, too.
No fear.
That one up high on the first pitch of the top of the second inning. 1-0 to Maya. Nice and warm. On the corner. Elsberry side didn't like it.
Been that way on both sides of the plate. He's been very generous to the outside.
The next is chop foul pass first. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes to Maya Plaster. She wears number 15. Elsberry with the red pinstripe pants, white tops, red sleeves.
They even have the pinstripes on their sleeve.
Got out in front of that one, fouls it out of play over the Silex dugout. And we'll try it again at 1-2. Good adjustment as Harris changed speeds there up in the zone. Another 1-2. Goes with the fastball up the ladder. And Maya lays off.
Didn't look like she got the grip she wanted to on that pitch, and you could see her trying to pull her hand back and try to pull the pitch back as it was being delivered.
This one chopped to the first baseman off the glove of Van Horn, and she's safe at first.
I think that ran up her shin and then to her nose.
Yeah. Carroll got the ball back, but laid off the throw, and Van Horn will try and...
We've had some big hops already today. We've talked about the one that Kinsey James got at shortstop. That was very similar. You either have to go and get that and take it possibly off the body, or you're going to have to hang back and hope that it doesn't get another worse hop and go over your shoulder. So she was just caught in between there. Glad to see she's okay, but it's Plaster on first for the Lady Indians.
You get hit in the nose like that, as that's a strike on the first pitch to Javot. It makes the eyes water.
It does.
And
even
then
just getting it off your finger, that can make your eyes water too.
outside, good stop by Morris. 1-1 the count. And then you want to face the outfield because you don't want anyone in the crowd seeing your eyes watering.
And then you have to get ready for the next pitch.
Throw down and in safely as that ball was in the dirt. stolen base for Plaster.
A reach around from Morris as she was kind of searching for that ball. Was a strong throw down to second base, just not in time.
And the 2-1 on its way. This one inside out toward the gap. Over to cut it off is Jensen. They send the runner home, and it's 1-0 Elsberry on an RBI hit by Ashlyn Jabot.
Very heads-up base running by Maya Plaster and listening to Coach Levi Yasna, but she took off as soon as that ball was hit. You can just see sometimes whenever you're out there, you know a ball's going to drop. That was a no man's land, and she just was tailing it home to get the Lady Indians on the board.
Yeah, and with Jensen fielding that ball, running toward the fence, it was an easy call to send the runner as that swung on and missed on the first pitch to Katie Talbot. Still nobody out, 1-0 Elsberry here in the top of the second. Runner at first. That one low and away. Evens it up at 1-1. The next heads toward the plate, and this one chopped foul to the on-deck circle. Ball and 2 strikes.
Elsberry, many of their hitters have just been out in front of it, but Harris does a really good job of learning throughout the course of the game and being able to make adjustments from the rubber.
That one drops low, 2 balls and 2 strikes, and that took everything she had for Katie not to swing. Bottom just dropped out of it. 2-2. Called strike 3.
That's the corner that's been open this afternoon and may have been just a little bit out of the zone, but with 2 strikes she got to protect. Talbot is going to go down as a looking strikeout victim for the first out of the inning.
That'll bring Katie Brinkman. With 1 down and a runner at first base and a strike called.
He kind of sets up to favor that outside corner anyways.
On both the
Yes.
lefties and righties. Inside, and he does not give the inside.
Mm-hmm. Think about a hitter and their adjustment at the plate. The further I inch towards the plate and maybe catty corner, I'm really going to be able to hit that outside corner. It's the same thing that he's doing behind the plate to call strikes.
Popped up, short center. This one is caught by Jensen moving over for the second out. Runner stays at first.
She has some nice range in center field. Seen her come up and make some big plays. Shading all the way from left center field to right center field. She's kind of all over the place and is always there for backup. It's a sign of a good center fielder.
Off the bat, I didn't know if that ball was going to carry quite as far as it did out to Jensen, but it did. And pitch outside on the first to Burke. 1-0 Elsberry, 2 outs and a runner at first base. The runner is Jabot, who singled home Plaster. Inside, yeah, he is not giving the inside at all.
And Harris works really well inside at the knees. She's been able to set up counts by establishing the inside.
Swing and a miss. And the count goes to 1-2 to Mackenzie Burke. Harris checks her sleeve, has the pitch, the 1-2 on the corner.
2-2.
Oh, 2-2.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
I think he
called a ball with emphasis earlier.
He got excited.
Yeah. Now a 2-2 is inside outed and will be caught on the line by Schwendeman. Good running catch by Claire out there to retire the side. Elsberry leaves a runner at first base. They do score a run, and after an inning and a half lead, Silex 1-0 on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Brown's Auto Body Services, Bibb Beach and Collier Funeral Homes, Calumet of Missouri, and Kearns Construction.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Noah Builders, Castile's Color Wheel, Eagle's Nest Inn, and People's Savings Bank.
4, 5, and 6 for Silex as well in the second inning as Elsberry scratches across an unearned run to lead this ball game 1-0. Van Horn, Twillman, and Harris for the Owls to try and tie this up.
An opportunity to make up here in the batter's box for having an error in the field. That was always the good thing about being in a batting lineup. If I mess up somewhere else, well, I can try to help us here.
Yeah. And I don't know if that was a really avoidable error.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball.
This is a hard hit ball to center field. Back is Talbot, and it's off the wall. Strong throw in, but a stand-up double for Austin Van Horn. As that ball was walloped into center field.
And that's a confidence booster more than anything, you know. Whether you can prevent that error or not, it doesn't stop you from feeling bad about doing it. Yeah, it was a hard hit ball, but, you know, she's a competitor. She's going to be down on herself.
In the dirts on the first pitch to Twillman. 1-0. This one chop foul. And that's what I was talking about in the keys. Is go up there swinging. Foul off the close ones and sit on the one you want. This one popped up. Catcher wants it at the plate. Katie Talbot makes the play for the first out.
One of the biggest problems that hitters have is confidence. It's really easy to get down on yourself, but this is a sport of failure. It's the same thing whenever you're fielding. You're going to fail whenever you're at the plate 70% of the time, and you're considered a really good hitter.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of kids who need to remember that, and when they do, and they come in with that confidence every time, you usually see them trend better and hitting in their statistics in that season.
1-1 the count to Harris. Pitcher against pitcher. Yeah, now a career 300 average gets you in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's tough to do.
Outside, 2-1.
Same thing goes for pitchers where they're like, man, you know, I'm tired of walking people. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of doing that. Not throwing a lot of strikes in practice. You got to throw a lot of balls to throw a lot of strikes. Got to continue to work.
3-1 now the count to Harris. Tying run in scoring position with just one out. The 3-1 swung on and missed. And the count goes full.
That was a good pitch from Kinsey Koch and a good chase pitch. I would go back to it here, especially if it's working.
The 3-2 swung on and missed. Came back and got her. And there's 2 away. Second strikeout for Koch. That'll bring in Macy Mooney.
Mooney, a senior, along with Kinsey James, also a senior, and Nikki Carroll. So 3 seniors to be honored this afternoon.
Gave the inside corner against Mooney. Strike 1.
That was a first for today.
The 0-1. Fouled back to the screen 0-2.
I don't think she swings at that pitch if it wasn't called a strike right before this.
Nope.
That was not her pitch. It wasn't in her wheelhouse, but knew that it was called a strike, and she didn't want to sit there and look.
The 0-2, high and away. That's a good pitch from Koch.
With 2 strikes, I say go out of the zone, challenge somebody.
Mooney chokes up and lines this one foul past the first base bag. Still 1-2. Van Horn retreats back to second. She led it off with the double, still standing there at second base with 2 outs. 1-2 count to Macy Mooney. Silex looking to tie the ball game. This one inside out it, and it will get down. Silex going to tie the game across third, and in to score is Van Horn. That one just found the sweet spot in between Talbot and Mound.
2 outs, 2 strikes. Austin Van Horn was going no matter what. And so she was hustling, got a really good jump, and was able to come in and score on a ball that great effort in the outfield, but just under the right fielder's glove.
That one on the outside corner for strike 1 to Nikki Carroll. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Mooney not going anywhere. 0-2.
Hit off the backstop and came back pretty quickly. And a quick pop time by Katie Talbot to get up and in a throwing position.
And the 0-2 bounces in to Carroll. A ball and 2 strikes. Wearing the high top cleats. Checks her swing, takes the ball 2-2. Nikki wears number 14, bats from the right-hand side. The 2-2 pitch hit in the air and tracked down by the right fielder Mound. That one had a chance momentarily, but hung up for the right fielder to come in and make the catch near the line. Silex ties the ball game on a 2-strike, 2-out hit from Macy Mooney to drive in Van Horn. We're 1-1 after 2 on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by The Pierre, DG Firearms, Lynn's Heritage House, and Reed Insurance Agency.
At Hannibal Regional Medical Group in Bowling Green, we're not only helping kids grow stronger, we're helping grow a stronger community for the future. Pediatrician Dr. Barbara White provides the specialized care your child needs from birth through college, right here at home. From routine checkups to immunizations, we're equipped to handle all of your child's health needs. To schedule an appointment, just call 573-324-2241. Hannibal Regional Medical Group in Bowling Green.
Eagles Bluff Golf Course in Clarksville is a locally owned public course, available for play 7 days a week. For more information, call, visit, or go online to eaglesbluffgolf.com.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Cellular and Satellite, Pike County Memorial Hospital, Ackles Farm Market, and Shelter Insurance Agent Ashley Jenkins.
To the third inning. Good response by Silex, the leadoff double. Drive it in with 2 outs, tie the game at 1.
2 outs and 2 strikes at that.
That one low on the first pitch to Mound. Made a good running catch to end the last half inning, so she leads it off.
It'll be 9-1-2 for the Lady Indians.
Pulls back a bunt, takes a strike. Mound hitting .321. OBS over 400. This one chopped back to the pitcher. Good snag by Harris. Throw over plenty of time. 1-3 on the putout, and the leadoff batter is retired.
That was a big hop, good reaction time, and it's really important as a pitcher to remember that you have time most of the time. Yeah. There's some slappers that are really hustling, but you just got to remind yourself you have more time than you think, and I think Harris does a really good job with that and fielding her position.
One away, back to the top of the order, and this one hit over the drawn-in infield and off the glove of James as she was going back. They're going to get her at second base. Oh, got her in a rundown now, and tagged out is Reller. Good heads up by first to James, and then Carroll to run her back and threw it back to Van Horn at the perfect time. So a single, and then 6-4-3 on the putout.
Mm-hmm.
Two away. Outside. On the first pitch to Koch, who grounded into a double play her first time up. And that was just James not giving up.
Yeah.
She ran a long way to have that ball tip off her glove, but she kept going after it and made a great throw.
Battling the sun in that process, and also knowing the speed of Jillian Reller and not wanting that runner to get on. So I thought she did a really great job of hustling and turning it into an out for the Lady Owls.
That one fouled out of play. 1-2 the count to Koch. 2 down, bases empty. Harris has given up an unearned run. The run Koch gave up was earned, and that one just missed the outside corner. 2-2.
That was pretty. Had good break to it.
1-1 ball game here in the top of the third. Just got a piece.
That was one of those pitches that you're hoping to spoil and foul off so you can see another.
Did you see the
yep.
smile on Kenzie Koch as she walked back toward her dugout? Regroups, now back in the box. Another 2-2 pitch. Out in front of this one. Got a lot of bat on it. Puts it in the ditch, out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Koch ready. Harris ready. The pitch in the dirt. Count goes full.
Tried to take something off of it, and Koch has kind of been out on that front foot quite a bit, and I don't think that was a bad idea. I think that the pitch just bottomed out a little too early. But now you have a full count. You don't want to be too fine.
And a 2-out walk.
Just missed.
Just a little bit low. And that puts the go-ahead run on here with 2 outs in the top of the third inning. Brings in Anna Talbot.
And sometimes as a pitcher, coming in, that Kenzie Koch is a tough out.
This one is ripped to left center and gone into the tree to put Elsberry up 3-1. What a blast by Anna Talbot. We knew it was going to get to the wall. Getting over the wall was the only thing in question. That was an absolute bullet and put it into the lower limb of that tree.
Yeah, and that was the next part of the statement that I had is not only are you worried about Kenzie Koch, but you're looking at 2, 3, 4 of these very dangerous hitters, and you don't want to put anybody on by any means. You want to try to get the out and get out of the inning if you can, and don't turn this lineup over anymore. You don't want them to see you any more than they have to, especially when you have a tie ball game, and that's just a really good adjustment by Talbot. She knows that Kenzie Koch was just walked and was expecting to get a strike and hopefully see something that she liked. She's able to drive it over the left field wall, and I think that ball probably would have continued if there weren't any trees back there.
That one inside to Plasterer, who reached on an error and scored the first Elsberry run. 1-0. Silex kids got that ball back in.
They did.
Very quick.
They're kind of like Wrigley Field.
Yeah. Throw it back. There's a strike called. Evens the count at 1-1. They've gotten very sneaky, by the way, at Wrigley Field. Bringing extra balls in their pocket and stuff. There's a strike called. 1-2. Leave it to Cubs fans.
The security isn't that tight there, which is concerning.
Well, I'm saying, that you keep the real ball, you throw back a cheapie, and this one is guided to Carroll at second. She scrapes it off the turf, gives it to Van Horn, and retires the third out. But Elsberry on a 2-run shot by Talbot takes a 3-1 lead here at Silex on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by W5 Auction Services, Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, La Crosse Lumber Company, and Sudsy Tub.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Geared Up, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
It'll be the 9-1 and 2 hitters for Silex. That combination created 2 runs for Elsberry in the top half of the inning. We'll see if Silex can do the same. Kuntz, then Jensen, and James.
Yeah, these teams have competed well through the first couple of innings. Sending the same number of hitters to the plate each inning to get back into this spot.
Bunting deadens it well. Catcher up with it. Has to wait, and it's safe at first. I'm calling that a hit.
I would say it probably is. It was placed really well up that first baseline. You know, you had your first baseman crashing in, but Talbot coming from behind the plate, we know that they're athletic. We know that they can defend well. Both Talbot sisters are really great defensively, but she had to stop herself because she was going too quick. So all of her momentum was facing down.
Good bunt. Throw to first is just in time. That's a good play by the third baseman, Reller, coming in. Sacrifice is good by Jensen. Goes 5-4 on the putout. Into scoring position is Kuntz.
It's a tough play going up the line, and it's also a tough ball to you could have let it go foul. It was right on the line. So if that would have went poorly, you probably would have had somebody saying, "Why didn't you let it go?" But since it went well,
why not?
Lots of applause, right?
Kenzie James is the batter, ahead in the count 1-0. This one floated, fouled past first. 1-1 the count. Silex needs 2. Down 3-1. James just made a couple of great plays in the field. 0 for 1 at the plate, and that's outside. 2 balls and a strike.
She's made some good contact at the plate this year. A lot of line drives out of Kinsey.
Popped up her first time up, and that one inside. 3-1. Silex wants base runners right now. So we'll see. She takes the walk. Wasn't chasing high and away on 3-1. There's 2 aboard. Brings in the catcher, Morris. I think our call to the bake sale may have helped. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
Outside 1-0.
Silex normally has a pretty good crowd. Elsberry travels well.
On the inside corner, 1-1.
But I'm sure, all 187 people that live in Silex, they can smell these baked goods. And the hot dogs and burgers, too.
Yeah, you're not giving us any credit here. Outside, 2-1. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Silex trails Elsberry 3-1 here in the bottom of the third inning, and that one up high and back to the screen. Runners will advance. Well, do you put the runner on here? 3-1.
Morris is at the plate, and she also is speedy on the bases.
The 3-1 pitch on the corner, 3-2.
That'll keep her there.
I think that was darn near an unhittable strike. At least a fair This one bounced to the second baseman. Run will score out at first, and it's 3-2. Runner advances to third base as well.
Did her job. I think she was out in front of it just a little bit. If she would have waited back for half of a second more, I see her getting through that and driving it up the middle more.
That'll bring in Van Horn again with a chance to tie the game as this one's lifted into center, and it will get down off the wall, and the runner will come in into second with her second double is Van Horn, and this one ties the game at 3.
That one just missed getting out. I think you go to the left side of the field, and that ball does get out, but that was the deepest part of the park, and she's hit it to that spot 2 at-bats in a row and first pitch swinging.
Low and in on the first pitch to Twellman. What a ball game here through the first 2 2/3 innings. 1-0 to Twellman. Up and away, 2-0. Silex looking to take the lead for the first time. Fouled off the screen, 2-1. Kylie, the designated player. Where's number 42? Cokes, 2-1 pitch. Popped up and out of play. Count even now at 2-2. Think she may waste a pitch here, 2-2?
I think so.
Nope, came after, hit to center field, but right at Anna Talbot, who makes the play and keeps this a 3-3 ball game. We've played 3 innings, knotted at 3 here from Silex. Elsberry coming up on Eagle 102 Sports.
Everyone needs help with something at some point in their life. This is Tracy B. with PCHD, and I am here to remind you that we have certified community health workers staffed at our office that offer assistance for free to those who need help navigating local resources and more. Please don't hesitate to call 573-324-2111 to learn more or visit our website at pikecountyhealth.org.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Bowling Green Tractor, State Farm agents Rod Prentice and Brenda Crawford, Vicki Cadwalader Real Estate, and Pepsi.
It'll be 5, 6, 7 due up for the Elsberry Lady Indians. They'll send Javot, Talbot, Brinkman to the plate. If anybody gets on, it'll be Burke. But these two teams have been going at it first 3 innings, and everything's lining up perfectly. Both teams did not score in the first inning. Elsberry struck first, and that was in the top of the second, and it was Silex coming right back. So we had a tie game at 1-1, and now we have a tie game of 3-3 as both of these teams were able to plate 2 in the third.
And Silex just has sent one more hitter to the plate through the first 3 innings. So they've done it about the same way. All 3 of Silex's runs are earned. 2 of the 3 charged to Harris were earned, 1 unearned.
First pitch is low as Harris shakes her hand around. Javot steps out, takes a big cut, and now is ready for the next. Harris gets the sign.
She used the wrong hand to stop that ball? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. This one is lifted over the head of the shortstop. Oh, and a turn from Kinsey James. I think she went the wrong way. It's going to drop in on the grass. It's a single for Ashlyn Javot.
Yeah, it was just kind of a screwball off the bat, and Kenzie took a step in first and tried to get back, but that one ended up about 3 feet past her.
Brings in Talbot. Talbot had a looking strikeout in her last at-bat. First pitch is low, batted by Morris. She keeps it in front, and the runner Javot stays at first base. Going to check the wristbands. Both of these teams have already played small ball today.
Yeah, I like Silex using the sacrifice.
And the next pitch is dealt in the dirt, kept in front by Morris. She'll take a few steps towards her pitcher to give a little bit more time, encouraging her to relax with a 2-0 count to Talbot. Next one bounces in as well, 3-0.
Not where you want to go. With a runner on, nobody out.
Javot staying pretty tight and close to first base. As ball 4 is issued, a walk to Talbot will bring up Brinkman. So single and a walk. Has 2 runners on for the Lady Indians and no outs.
A chance for a big inning. Silex hoping for another good defensive play to maybe erase one of those runners.
Coach Levi Yasna wants to talk to Brinkman as she walks down the line, thinking there's a possibility that he's saying, do not bunt at the first pitch, but the next pitch that you see is when we want to drop the bunt down, almost like a surprise. So he's probably not going to call any numbers.
Yeah.
First pitch to Brinkman is low, ball 1.
That's 5 straight out of the zone.
Shaking her hand around quite a bit. She does have a rosin bag that she goes to quite a bit, so I don't think that it has anything to do with sweat. I think she's just working through nerves.
Good pitch.
That fastball falls into the zone. It's counted for a strike, 1-1.
Now look for that bunt.
Brinkman doesn't flash bunt, but she does watch ball number 2, 2-1, as Harris is working from behind. And has worked from behind for every hitter that she saw this inning. That one just in on the outside corner and called for a strike, 2-2. That evens things up, and it keeps Brinkman at the plate.
She flew out to center her first time up, 0 for 1.
At a force at third base. 2-2 pitch. This one is grounded to the shortstop. James looks at third, throws it across the diamond. It's over the head of Austin Van Horn. Tips off of her glove. She gets it quickly to keep the runner from scoring, but bases are juiced for the Lady Indians.
Yeah, you got to make your decision before the ball gets to you. I think really that was such a good jump off of first and second that you've just got to go right to first on that one. She rushed it, airmailed it. Actually really fortunate that Van Horn got a glove on it and it dropped close to her, or Elsberry could be ahead right now.
Yeah, you just needed an out. That does a lot for your team. Obviously, you would have had runners at second and third base, but you had an out on the board, and who knows what happens after that.
Now they need to get Burke to pop up or strike out.
Definitely don't want to turn this lineup over.
Or hit it right back to the pitcher. That would be nice for Silex, too.
First pitch is low. Curveball that she got on top of. 1-0.
She flew out to right her first time up.
Burke, the right-handed hitter, steps in for the 1-0 count, just missing.
Looked pretty good.
2-0. Elsberry Lady Indians continue to chatter in the dugout. They're going to throw back and check on the runner, and Van Horn went to search for the bag and the runner. Thought the throw was on time, but whenever you have to search, gives the runner a little bit more time to get back. So everybody's safe in a 3-0 count with nowhere to put her. Get over fastball, finds the middle of the plate, and it's 3-1.
I don't think she's swinging here 3-1 either. Put another one right down the middle.
3-1, and she swings. Fouls it back to the screen. 3-2.
Prove me wrong.
I was anticipating a take as well, especially with Harris having a little bit of trouble finding the zone. Obviously, hitting's really fun, and you want to hit when you can, but I would take a spot on base. And this one is grounded up the middle, gets under the glove of Harris and James. 1 run comes across to score. Now 2 for the Lady Indians. The throw into third is not in time. Standing up at second base, it's Burke. 2 runs on the board for the Elsberry Lady Indians. They lead the Silex Owls 5-3.
That just as good as a hop as James got in the first inning to turn the double play. That one was a little higher, a little closer toward her head, and not able to get it, and it goes for 2. Still nobody out.
Coach Rebecca Prowley is out to talk to her team, as they've had an error this inning, and it just seems like once they were able to get back into this game, they've had a little bit of trouble settling back in defensively. It seems like there are some nerves out there.
The saving grace is they've been able to answer the call every
Yes.
time once they get back in the batter's box.
They've been very selective at the plate, doing a good job of keeping themselves in this ball game. 5-3 with the 9 spot up, and still nobody out with runners at second and third. First pitch is low.
She needs to do herself a favor and get ahead in these counts, though. Especially in the back half of the order. Really no holes in this Elsberry line.
No. They're going to check on the runner. Good snap throw by Morris, but back in safely is Brinkman. 1-1. This one grounded to James. She looks at the runner, and they're going to try to throw back, and it is not in time. Had a little bit of trouble corralling it. It was almost handcuffing the third baseman, Macy Mooney, as Brinkman is able to get back in and reaching first base on the fielder's choice. That is Mound.
Yep. Silex is gripping the ball too tight right now. They're up on their tiptoes, playing a little scared. They're antsy.
Still nobody out, and this one is grounded hard back up the middle. It's going to find the green. 1 run comes across, 6-3, Elsberry.
In to score is Brinkman. Over to third goes Burke. Down to second goes Mound. And an RBI for Reller, who was riding, well, she has 3 singles so far in this ballgame, 3 for 3.
First pitch to Koch is on the outside corner, good for a strike.
7th batter of the inning.
0-1 with the bases loaded and still nobody out. As dealing the next, this one is grounded slowly to Nikki Carroll. Up with it. She's going to get the out at first base. Van Horn's going to throw it across the diamond. They check on the runner. It's not in time. So runners at second and third as 1 run comes across for Elsberry. 7-3, they lead Silex.
I think that was important to get an out there.
I think so too. Stop the bleeding in some way. And the first pitch just misses on the outside corner. Talbot had a 2-run bomb to left field her last at bat. Tries to bunt at that one, and it becomes defensive in some way.
Yeah. Stick saving a beauty. Try to go 5-hole on her.
1-1 as Talbot will hold up her hand as she digs into the box on the right side. She's going to bunt again. This one is fouled back to the screen. 0-2. Excuse me, 1-2.
Yeah, this is where she switches off and hits another bomb. You know she doesn't want to be up there bunting.
She looked at Coach like, why am I doing this? 1-2. This one is just missed.
Just missed being caught by Morris behind the plate. That would have been a strikeout.
So that keeps Talbot at the plate for another opportunity. 1-2, runners at second and third, and 1 out. Harris Off speed, this one is lined. It's going to drop right in between the second baseman and the shortstop. Gets to the green, having some trouble corralling it. Carroll mishandles it. 2 runs plated for the Lady Indians.
2-run single for Talbot. She's got 4 RBI in the ball game in the last 2 innings.
Brings Maya Plaster to the plate. Left-handed hitter. Was all-state last season. Swings to the first pitch she sees. Finds the left center field gap. It's down. It's going to be good for 2 bags for Maya Plaster. And standing up at third base, it's Anna Talbot.
I don't understand that everyone's going for that lead runner and allowing extra bases behind. You throw that into the cutoff, you hold them at the corners.
A lot of times when you have these long innings, you see a lot of teams get quiet. And so that miscommunication leads to more errors. And so somebody has to step up and be that leader for the Lady Owls. First pitch into Javot on the outside corner. Good for a strike. She has a couple of singles today.
She has a single to run scored this inning.
Javot with an 0-1 count. Harris. She's going to get that inside corner this time. Now 0-2 on Javot with runners at second and third. Talbot at third base, Plaster at second for the Indians. They lead 9-3. Big inning for them. Off speed, up in the zone, popped up high. Who wants it? Harris walks in and makes the catch right up that first baseline towards the first base dugout for the out.
And it keeps the runners at second and third to deal with Katie Talbot.
She's had a strikeout and a walk today. And the first pitch to her is just a little low. 1-0. Six runs so far in this top of the 4th inning for Elsberry. As the next one is off the plate and then off the glove of Morris. She moves to it quickly, keeps the runner at third.
The runner at second was almost halfway.
Maya gets to hustling. She's got her wheels on out there. 2-0 the count. This one is swung on, and it's 2-1.
She was tempting her.
As Harris continues to dig deep. This time, ooh, just missing.
Yeah,
3-1.
she was squeezed a little bit there.
Yeah.
Pretty good pitch.
Especially with the way this inning has gone. Needed that one. 3-1. This one is line foul. Long strike. That finds the road behind the field. 3-2. As everybody's taking their time. Harris looks at her wristband, spins the ball, and delivers the next pitch. It's fouled back to the screen. Talbot will stay at the plate, and this inning continues.
Good job wasting that one by Katie Talbot.
(3-2). The pitch. This one is lined hard to the shortstop, Kinsey James. She catches it for out number 3. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Elsberry Lady Indians scored 6 times and lead 9-3 on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Mike Henry Excavating, Pogue Chevy Buick Dealer in Hannibal, Service and Supply Co-op, and PJ's Salon.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by One Multi-Sports Complex. Pike County Mutual Insurance agents Corey Buchanan and Shelley Clucky, Gambino's Eatery, and Hannibal Regional Medical Group.
Let's see if this one continues to follow the trend, as both of these teams have been clawing back at each other, and Elsberry scored 6 runs in the top of the 4th inning. That's a tall task. It's going to start with 6, 7, 8 for the Silex Lady Owls. It'll be Harris, Mooney, and Carroll. If anybody gets on, it'll be the 9-spot Kuntz.
Yep, they've been able to answer a single run and a 2-run third, but the 4th inning, wheels kind of fell off, and Silex gave extra outs. It was 6 runs on 4 hits, so walks and errors. And it could have been worse.
It definitely could have. Somebody had to step up and stop the bleeding, and that started with Nikki Carroll with the sure out at first base. As Harris steps in, she struck out her first at-bat facing Koch. Kind of a check swing, lines it foul and out of play, 0-1.
She struck out back in the 2nd. She likes that rosin. Got a lot of it on her.
All over her pants. 0-1 and a pitch wasted out of the zone, 1-1. Just continued to curve and run out of the zone. Koch gets her signal and paints the inside corner. Now 1-2.
Good movement on that inside pitch. Brought it back across the plate just enough to catch that inside corner, which hasn't been called much today.
1-2 pitch. Gets on top of it. Not a bad spot, but doesn't fall in the zone. It's 2-2. Harris at the plate. Right-handed pitcher wears number 23. That one was coming for her shins. She hops out of the way. 3-2.
That's where you jump back outside. Try and hit that outside corner on the next one.
Backs her off the plate. That's the job that you're supposed to do. 3-2, and she does. Swings right through it. Harris can't catch up. A strikeout in the books, and that'll send Mooney to the plate.
You like the red bat. I like that blue bat that
I do too.
Harris just had up there.
I like the blue one. Mooney?
Well, now we got the red one.
They're both really nice, like a fire and ice combination. Yeah. Mooney had a single in her last at bat and drove in the first run of the game for the Lady Owls. That was back in the 2nd inning.
So we had like the John Hader bat. Now we have the Will Ferrell bat.
Blades of glory, man. 1-0 the count to Macy Mooney. Ooh, just missing. She swung through that one, and that evens the count up at 1-1. Timing was a little off, and she inches a little bit closer to the plate. Right-handed hitter swings at the next one. This is popped in the air, hanging up for a long time. Reller camps out underneath of it at third base, makes the catch for out number 2.
I had a lot of English on it. I think that was starting at the third base line and actually came back almost to straightaway third base.
It'll send Nikki Carroll to the plate. Nikki has been in this lineup defensively and finding her time on the field, but hasn't seen a lot of time from the offensive standpoint, getting the start offensively tonight as well.
Senior night.
That's right. They're honoring Nikki tonight. She has an 0-1 count, and on the inside corner, 1-1. Turned the correct way if that ball continued to ride in anymore.
Well, if you're going to answer the 6-run top of the 4th, it's going to take a big 2-out rally.
1-1. That one was coming for the shoelaces of Carroll. 2-1.
She was bowling for Nikki there. That one rolled from almost the edge of the pitcher's circle.
I was trying to figure out what pitch she was throwing because she had kind of pushed it like it was an off-speed pitch, but it was also spinning kind of quick. Check swing. 2-2. The count to Carroll.
Whatever it was, she messed it up.
She did, and and it was all over her face.
Yeah, but she came back and threw a strike, even the count of 2-2.
With 2 outs, the next one is fouled off the screen.
Thought we were going to get a souvenir there.
And her first at bat, Nikki Carroll, she had a nice line drive down the right field line. But it was Lizzie Mound who was able to make a nice catch on the line. 2-2. This one is lined up the middle, and the center fielder, Anna Talbot, is right there to make the catch for out number 3. We are headed to the top of the 5th. 9-3, Elsberry leads Silex on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Hayden's Motorsports, La Crosse Lumber Company, Bill Allen Auction Services, and Bowling Green Veterinary Clinic.
Central State Bank believes in more than just banking. Central State Bank's team takes the time to understand your unique needs and goals, and they're proud to be part of the community, actively supporting local businesses and events. Enjoy state-of-the-art banking technology for easy and secure online and mobile banking. Join thousands of satisfied customers who've made the switch to Central State Bank and experience the personal touch and professional service that set them apart. Visit one of the convenient locations in Pleasant Hill, Pittsfield, Kinderhook, Quincy, and Clayton. Central State Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Noah Builders in Silex is a proud supporter of all area athletes. They're a small, locally owned contractor with over 25 years of experience in custom and new home construction. Noah Builders wants to take your forever home plan and make it a reality. Call or visit Noah Builders at noahbuildersinc.com.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Eagles Bluff Golf Course, People's Bank and Trust, Pike County Health Department, and Missouri State Representative Chad Perkins.
Top of the 5th inning. Our pattern no longer exists, as Elsberry, they scored 6 runs in the top of the 4th inning, and they were just explosive at the plate. They lead this game at 9-3. They'll start it over with Brinkman, Burke, Mound. If anybody gets on, it's back to the top of the lineup for Reller. And the first pitch delivered, it's off the glove of Morris. Ball 1.
Try to go high and away on the first one.
As Harris comes back. This one is popped high in the air. Carroll takes a couple of steps back, makes the catch right in front of the grass in right field for the first out.
Ball stayed up there a long time. Nikki just kept that glove up there, both hands on it, shuffled her feet back and made the grab.
That'll bring Burke to the plate. And the first pitch rides a little low. Morris tried the best she could to bring that one up and in the zone. Ball 1. Next one is fouled. Back to the net, 1-1. Brings our count even. Harris spins it, and the next pitch is in on the inside corner for a strike. Just above the knees. Good spot. And now a 1-2 count. That one slipped out of her fingers and off the glove of Morris back to the net.
Love the sight lines here at the Silex ballpark. They've got the supports for the net back into the concourse, so you have a wide open view.
Grounded slowly up the middle. Carroll tried to get a glove on it, but was a step too late. That one's going to find the green, and it's a single for the 8-spot Burke.
Just up the middle enough to get her on base.
And now it's Lizzie Mound. The right fielder has some speed. She tries to drop down a bunt. It is going to roll foul. 0-1.
This ballpark, such a great addition to the Silex Sports Complex. The Ryan Sports Complex, right?
Believe so. Flashes bunt, and
Got
they're
her.
going to try to take on the runner. Oh, man, I don't think the umpire was where he needed to be. That was a fantastic snap throw down the first baseline. Carroll came in from behind and caught Burke off guard, was able to apply a tag. I think that the umpire was just on the wrong side of that one.
Yeah, should have deferred to the home plate umpire on that one as that ball gets away.
The pitch ran up the arm of Morris, and now standing up at second base is Burke. And a 2-1 count on the hitter mound. Mound reached on a fielder's choice her last at bat. This one is grounded foul, picked up by Coach Yasina.
And I think that pass ball or wild pitch is almost a direct effect of not getting the call at first.
A little bit of anger from both sides. This one is lifted in the air. Jensen was way back, and then she hustled in and almost overran it. But she does make the catch for out number 2. So Mound is retired.
And we go back to the top for Jillian Reller, who's been on base 3 times today. 3 for 3, 3 singles. RBI, a run scored. She was erased on a double play and erased after the single.
This one is lifted into the left field, and it's going to drop in front of Kuntz. She gets it in quickly, keeps the runner at third base, which is Burke. So runners at first and third as the 2 spot, Kinsey Koch steps in.
I'd almost challenged there. Not
For
playing
being out of the zone? Or out of the batter's box?
No, I'm saying challenged that with that runner at third.
Yeah. First pitch to Koch. Has some heat on it, and it catches a corner for strike 1.
With Silex is on their heels as they are.
This one lined hard back at the pitcher Harris. She gets a glove on it, recovers, and is able to toss Koch out at first base. That ends the threat as the Elsberry Lady Indians still lead 9-3. We head to the bottom of the 5th on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Dennis Mudd Auto Body, W5 Auction Services, White Insurance Agency, and Wood Smoke Meats.
Castile Color Wheel has been proudly serving Pittsfield and the surrounding community since 1950 and is an expanded retail area. They began as a paint retailer handling Benjamin Moore and Pittsburgh paints, developing into a full-service decorating center, including wall coverings and Hunter Douglas custom window treatments. Castile over the years has expanded with home decor, high-quality gift items, bridal and baby registry, an upscale ladies and children's boutique, open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 until noon. Let Castile's be your one-stop shop, located just off the northwest corner of the square in Pittsfield.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by A Taste of Philly, State Farm Insurance Agent Cindy Blaylock, Central State Bank of Illinois, and Eolia Landscape Supply.
9-3 our score as we head to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Silex Lady Owls. It'll be Kuntz, Jensen, James. If anybody gets on, it's back to the 3 spot, Morris. But they have some work to do as Elsberry, they had a big 4th inning, and it seems like Silex has been a little bit down since then.
But you get the 0 on the scoreboard last half inning, and now you have another opportunity to answer.
Right, and you know that you can do it because you were going run for run for the first couple of innings. So they know that they can hit Koch as bunted down the third baseline. A nice bunt. Kuntz is hustling. Throw. Oh! Throw was low. Held on to by Brinkman. I don't think she was on the bag. She may have swiped the bag, but I don't know that she was on the bag. But either way, they're going to say Kuntz is out.
5-4 on the put out. And that's 2 calls at first base that have gone Elsberry's way.
And both times, he's been positioned on the other side of the bag. I don't know why he would have been there with nobody on.
Yep.
This one hit hard down the third baseline. Good grab by Reller. She almost overthrows it. A good stretch by Javot. They are able to get Jensen out by a step at first.
Yeah, he leaves the foul territory and goes to a spot behind the first baseman.
I guess he has really good hearing. First pitch is out of the zone. I think it just hit off the catcher's glove, Talbot. She squeezed too early because it looked like a nice pitch, but it's ball one. James, 1-0. She lines this one up the middle. It's going to drop in for a single, and it's under the glove of Talbot in center field. Hustling James is going to try to get 2 bags. She does, as the throw in from center field is thrown over the cut. So a single and an error turns into 2 bags, and Kinsey James is standing at second.
And that'll draw Levi Yasna out of the Elsberry dugout. To talk about this, you got 2 outs. Runner at second base. Morris has not been on base today. She's grounded to the second baseman twice. One of them produced a run. So she may be due.
Coach Yasna just wants to talk to the kids, and we were talking in the pregame show about, they had a tough loss the other day, and 5 innings, and they had 5 errors. On top of that, 5 walks. So just trying to calm his team down, and, we're going to continue to grow from this, but you don't want to walk here, and you definitely don't want another error. So I think it was a good opportunity for him to step out and just try to calm everybody's nerves. Even though you have 2 outs, and where you're at in the lineup is good for the Lady Owls, but you don't want that to continue to wreak havoc on your team.
The home plate umpire walked all the way out, stood next to Levi, and then just left. and the conference didn't end. Now it does.
This one is grounded hard back up the middle. It's going to find the green. Hustling. They're going to send Kinsey James around. Talbot opts to throw to second base. Run comes across the score, 9-4, Silex.
That just had eyes, avoided everything it needed to avoid to make it into center field. Just out of the reach of the fielder, just missed hitting the base. And I think James was a little surprised that she was able to score on that.
Wild pitch, it's going to get away, hits off the net and gets back to Talbot quickly, but standing up at second base is Morris. 1-0 the count. And it's just one of those instances where if you make an error, the ball is going to find you again. Talbot, do we have an illegal pitch? What was the signal from the umpire in the field?
Maybe, did the batter have time? I don't know.
I have no idea. Interesting. 1-1. You have Van Horn at the plate, and she has come up big today. And
she's hurt that fence.
Yes. She's kind of teed off. Facing Koch. 1-1 count. And make it 2-1 as that one carries out of the zone.
She's dented it twice for a pair of doubles. Run scored and an RBI.
2-1. Ooh, that was a nice pitch on the inside. And looks like the pitches that she's turned on a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
She let it go this time. It's 2-2 with 2 outs and the runner at second. 9-4. Silex trails Elsberry. Off the end of the bat. Nope, off the catcher's glove. Going to hustle down the first baseline. A drop third strike. Van Horn is going to be safe, and the run's going to come across the score as well. The wheels kind of falling off here for Elsberry. Now 9-5. As Morris was hustling the whole way. Pitch that just got away. It had some nice break and movement to it, and it's really easy to kind of lose that whenever there's a swing. Hustling down the line was Van Horn.
I think that slide into first kind of threw her off too.
Threw everybody off. As Twellman fouls this one back to the screen, 0-1.
She's popped up to the catcher and to the center fielder, 0 for 2 today. But she's been hacking.
And the next one is out of the zone, 1-1. Runner at first base is Van Horn. She's dirty from her slide into first base. Yes, a slide into first base. 1-1. That one is skipped in right at the shoelaces of Twellman. 2-1. 9-5. Silex has continued to fight back.
Ooh.
Off the end of the bat, foul. 2-2.
I think that caught the catcher a little bit too.
There was a lot of noise.
Mm-hmm.
2-2 with 2 outs and a runner at first. Fouled. Continuing to spoil it. Twellman's doing her job at the plate. Koch continuing to throw strikes for the Lady Indians. Now 2-2. Koch to Twellman. Swung on and missed. Held on to this time by Talbot. As Twellman is retired, we are headed to the top of the 6th inning. 9-5. Elsberry leads Silex on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Custom Works Hair Salon and Tanning, Pogue Ford, West End Storage, and Sun Window Company.
The Eagles Nest Inn Bed and Breakfast in Louisiana offers inviting guest rooms, each with its own unique character and historic charm. Call or book online at theeaglesnestinbb.com.
This is Tara Grody, and People's Savings Bank is excited to announce the Bobcat debit card. People's Savings Bank believes in giving back to the communities we serve, and that begins with the school district. Every time you use your Bobcat debit card as a credit, People's Savings Bank will give the school district 5 cents. That may not sound like a lot of money, but since starting this program 6 years ago, PSB has been able to give back over $120,000. Open an account online at ourpsb.com or stop by our branch. We are the one with a bright blue roof. Start earning the Bowling Green School District money today just by using your debit card. Member FDIC.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Noah Builders, Castile's Color Wheel, Eagles Nest Inn, and People's Savings Bank.
As we head to the 6th inning, it will be 3-4-5 due up for the Lady Indians. So Talbot, Plaster, Javot, if anybody gets on, it'll be back to Katie Talbot. 9-5 our score. Silex was able to put up 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, and they just continue to fight, which is what you like to see. It was a big inning for Elsberry in the 4th, and that was kind of a shake-up for the Silex Lady Owls. They've been able to respond, though.
You know, I've never known Coach Jasna to take the foot off the gas, and he kind of did last inning, and Silex was able to chip away, get a couple of runs back.
Took advantage of some errors and mental errors at that. 1-0 as Talbot steps back in. And she watches the next one, and it paints the corner, the inside corner, for a strike, 1-1.
Home run, a single, 4 RBI.
Next one rides a little low. Doesn't find the zone, now 2-1. In the on-deck circle, it is left-handed hitter Plaster. This one ripped hard off the glove of the shortstop, Kenzie James. Took a couple of big, hard hits in the ground. Just kind of caught her on her heels.
Well, and I think if that stays in front of her, she's able to regroup and throw her out, but it had so much English on it,
that
when it hit off her glove, it skipped behind her and allows Talbot to reach first base.
And that first hop was wildly different than the second hop, so you want to stay back, but it kind of burned you there. A nice throw down by Morris, going to be out by 2 steps. What a throw. Talbot is quickly eliminated from the base path.
Perfect throw from Kensington Morris. And a good tag applied by Kenzie James allowed no room for interpretation by the field umpire.
Couple of questionable calls for him today. This one is going to split the 3-4 hole. Carroll had a good read on it, but too deep in the pocket. finds the grass and a single for Maya Plaster.
She almost was able to pick that one. Brings in Javot.
She took a nice angle to that. Was going to catch it on the big hop.
If she had Van Horn's arm, she easily gets to that one.
Swing and a miss. Javot was swinging out of her shoes on a pitch that was diving to the outside corner. 0-1.
Nikki just doesn't have the wingspan of Van Horn at first base.
She's got a good glove, though.
Yes,
I like her
does.
at second base. 0-1. This one is grounded back to the pitcher, Harris. She quickly turns to second base, throws on the wrong side of the bag, pulls Kinsey James off of the bag, and the throw gets away. Everybody's going to be safe. Javot, first base, Plaster to third.
E1. And there's runners at the corners with one down. It's just been that kind of day. Just a fraction off has been the Silex defense.
Want to lead your shortstop so she can attempt to turn that double play. Just went to the wrong side of the bag. This one is bunted, can't get it down. Runner will take second base. Javot standing there, and Plaster will stay at third. 0-1 the count to the hitter Talbot.
She kept that bat out there even after missing, and that was just enough to throw off the catcher.
0-1, make it 0-2 as this one's fouled back to the net.
Strikeout would be nice for Rylan Harris and Silex.
Off speed, nice pitch. Floats a little too far outside. 1-2.
She struck out looking, walked, and popped to the shortstop, or line to the shortstop.
This one climbs the ladder, 2-2. Harris taking a little bit more time to get collected before her next pitch. 2-2, 3-2. That one came in at the helmet. Face mask, height.
Elsberry, and at this point, Talbot done a very good job to work the counts.
3-2. This one is grounded back to the pitcher, Harris. She looks at the runner and then decides to go to first base. Run's going to come across the score as Plaster really didn't even stop coming up that line. She hesitated a little bit, but Harris did not freeze the runner.
Over to third. Went Javot. 10-5. Elsberry leads Silex.
Now Brinkman at the plate, and a pitch on the inside called for strike one with a runner at third base and 2 outs.
She's reached on an error, scored, popped out to center and to second. 0 for 3.
Next one is kept in front by Morris after hitting off the plate and then skipping and hitting off of her chest guard. 1-1. Our score of 10-5. Elsberry leading Silex. 1-1, make it 2-1. One's low and inside. Harris worked a little bit quicker on that pitch. Two 1. Next one is inside as well, 3-1. Harris has done her job of moving hitters off the plate, but unfortunately not getting that strike called on the inside, so she's working from behind still. 3-1. Next pitch is delivered high, ball 4, runners at the corners.
And another 2-out walk. We're going to have a pinch hitter, looks like.
We are. Be number 5.
That's Lily Mound. Lily, 250 hitter. In limited action at the varsity level this season.
Everybody's got the change. With runners at the corners and 2 outs, 10-5 our score as Elsberry leads Silex. The first pitch into mound is good for a strike.
Lily and Lizzie.
That would be easily confused, right?
I'm confused.
0-1 and swinging through the next one, 0-2. Rylan wants a different ball, so she tosses it into Carrington Morris, and she'll get another one. And an 0-2 count to the pinch hitter. O2 pitch as Harris is back. This one is delivered to the net. Going to get back quickly. Runner will take second base. That's Brinkman. She'll be standing up, but the runner at third base, Javot, will stay there. So now runners at second and third base for the Lady Indians in a 1-2 count. This one is out of the zone as well. Reeled in by Carrington Morris. If that would have got away, that would have been a run for the Lady Indians. So good job by Morris to move to that one. 2-2 with 2 outs. Grounded slowly down the first baseline. Van Horn sits on it and then runs it back to first base, touches the bag herself. It's out number 3. We are headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. Elsberry scored 1. It's 10-5 on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Brown's Auto Body Services, Bibb Beach and Collier Funeral Homes, Calumet of Missouri, and Kearns Construction.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Cellular and Satellite, Pike County Memorial Hospital, Ackles Farm Market, and Shelter Insurance Agent Ashley Jenkins.
It'll be 6-7-8 due up for the Silex Lady Owls, and they trail by 5 runs. It's 10-5 Elsberry leads. They added on to their lead in the top of the 6th inning by plating 1 run, but threatened for more. Silex was able to settle down, get out of the inning.
Couple of errors in the inning result in a big insurance run for Elsberry as we're getting late in this ball game. Silex only has 6 outs left to try and tie it.
Looks like we have a pinch hitter in place of Harris. I believe that is Schwindeman, maybe?
No, she's...
Oh, you're right. It is Hope Cunningham.
Yeah.
So Hope has a 1-1 count as she faces Kinsey Koch for the first time, batting in place of the pitcher Rylan Harris for the Lady Owls as they trail by 5. That one hits her. How about that for taking one for your team? She's going to hustle down the line with a dead leg.
That's not a hustle.
Yeah. She's limping. It's a limp hustle.
Yeah. Ow, ow, ow,
Yep.
ow.
I don't even think that got the majority of muscle on her leg. That was right above where it is bony on the knee.
Coach Prowley comes 3/4 of the way down the line, mostly just to give her, well, now they're going to change out and put Harris back in to run. Probably a good decision.
Right. So a hit by pitch for Cunningham, and that's a base runner for the Lady Owls. You don't want anybody to get hit, but you don't want your pitcher getting hit, so that could have very easily been Rylan Harris.
Yeah.
1-0 the count to Macy Mooney. She came through big in the 2nd inning for Silex. Got him on the board. She fouls this one down the first baseline. Run out of room as Javot was hustling for it, scaled down the side of the dugout.
She's come out there with that I dare you to hit me attitude.
1-1. Macy turns on this one, left field, over the head of the left fielder. It's going to run to the wall. They're going to send Harris, pushing her towards home. She's going to come around to score. They're going to hold the ball at shortstop as Macy Mooney with a big double to drive in a run for the Silex Lady Owls.
Couldn't have done that with the dead leg Cunningham.
No.
She was on her horse. Harris was all the way around from first base. Now they'll replace Macy Mooney with a pinch runner. And that is Taylor Lichtig. And once again, Levi Yasna out of the dugout to talk about this with Nikki Carroll coming in.
10-6 is our score. Silex has come up with some really big hits today, some timely hits.
Mm-hmm.
And they've connected well. They've made really good contact. And I think it goes without saying, Elsberry has also done the same. That 2-run bomb from Talbot in the 4th, that was probably one of the hardest hit balls I've seen all season.
Yeah, that tree out there in left still has dead leg going on.
As everybody gets settled back into their places, there's no outs. A runner at second base, and Nikki Carroll at the plate for the Lady Owls as they trail 10-6.
She's put it in the air twice to the outfield. Has come up empty as far as hits today.
Ball carries outside. Koch will check on the runner. Now walk to the back of the circle. Comes set on the rubber. Next pitch is out of the zone as well. Now 2-0. Carroll, hitter's count, and now 2-1 as that one catches the inside corner right at the letters.
4-run ball game. It's far from over.
This one is powered, but foul. 2-2. Koch right back into this one. Two-two pitch and freezes Carroll. Her knees kind of buckled with that one. That is the first out as Carroll is retired. That's the first time she hasn't made contact today. Looking strikeout.
Kuntz has had a single and a run scored today, batting out of that 9 spot.
Swings through the first pitch she sees, just a little late. So runner at second goes back. 0-1 the count. 9-spot hitter. Kuntz steps back in. Just behind on that one, that was a nice curving pitch to the outside. They're going to check on the runner again. Swipe tag. Brinkman applied it, but it's not in time. 0-2. 1 out and a runner at second base. Inside, Kuntz will stay at the plate 1-2.
She grounded to the third baseman her last time up.
That one runs inside 2-2.
Both of those kind of like the pitch that hit Cunningham earlier.
Koch working quick. This one is chopped down the third baseline and off the glove. Going to get into the left field grass as that ball was hard hit. Ran up the arm of Jillian Reller. Do you give a single?
I'm going to go single on this one. That was a tough chance right at the bag. Runners at the corners. I think the way she was running, even if she makes that play, the runner's going to be safe at first.
Flashing bunt. They're going to throw down to second base. Kuntz is in safely, and staying at third is Lichtig.
Yeah, that was a good slide.
Yeah.
The slide got the stolen base, not the jump.
1-0 count to the leadoff hitter as this one is bounced back to the screen, gets back quickly. So everybody will stay where they are. 2-0. It's been a great game so far. Good performance by both teams as we have senior night from Silex. This one carries out of the zone off the glove of Talbot into the backstop, but everybody's going to stay where they are. I think that's a good choice. Talbot works quick back there. She can get to a ball pretty quickly if it gets away. Don't want to ruin any chances of possibly getting some more runs here. Next one is low. It's ball 4. It's a walk to Rylan Jensen.
Base is loaded with one out now, and we're going to have a pitching change, aren't we? That's the second visit for Coach Jasna this inning, so he'll have to make the change.
And it looks like Maya Plaster will take over in the circle. We will take a quick break while she takes her warm-up tosses. We'll be back on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by The Pierre, DG Firearms, Lynn's Heritage House, and Reed Insurance Agency.
At Pike County Memorial Hospital, we know how important athletics are for your kids. But with an active lifestyle of sports comes health risks and safety hazards. As a certified athletic trainer at PCMH, I work closely with our primary care physicians, orthopedic doctors, and physical therapists. We can make a difference between safe play and dangerous injuries for your athletes. Working with Bowling Green Clopton and Louisiana schools, our goal is to provide the best possible outcome for your athletes. I'm Eric Schaefer, certified athletic trainer at Pike County Memorial Hospital. I'm at work while your athletes are at play.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Geared Up, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Pitching change for the Elsberry Lady Indians as Maya Plaster takes over. She'll toe the rubber with the bases loaded and one out. Kinsey James due up for the Silex Lady Owls as they trail 10-6. Elsberry has done pretty well this season and really done well in the EMO conference. Silex looking to pull off the upset and get a senior night win.
Tying run at the plate, potentially.
James' first pitch hacking. She fouls this one off the net.
Like that sound, dong, off the...
She hit that top cable.
Yeah.
0-1 to Kinsey James. 2-spot hitter for the Lady Owls. She lifts this one into center field, shading back. Talbot, she makes the catch. She's going to throw it in really quickly, and coming across to score for the Lady Owls, it's Lichtig, 10-7. So a sacrifice fly for Kinsey James. She did her job. Brings in Morris. Catcher has a couple of runs batted in today. Put the ball on the ground all 3 times. Runners at first and second with 2 outs as the Lady Owls trail by 3 runs. Need 4 to take the lead. This one is hit softly to the shortstop. Koch with a quick and strong throw over to first base. Beats Morris by about a step as we head to the top of the 7th. 10-7. Elsberry leads on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by W5 Auction Services, Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, La Crosse Lumber Company, and Sudsy Tub.
Ackles Farm Market has locally produced beef, pork, and honey. Stop in for your farm fresh cut ribeye, New York strip, sirloin steaks, fillets, stew meat, ribs, ground beef, snack sticks, and all beef hot dogs. While there, stock up on homegrown fruits and vegetables as well. Open every day, 9 to 7. Ackles Farm Market, just off Highway 54 between Louisiana and Pittsfield.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
Ask me, Ashley Jenkins, about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Bowling Green Tractor, State Farm agents Rod Prentice and Brenda Crawford, Vicki Cadwallader Real Estate, and Pepsi.
10-7 Elsberry starting the 7th inning here from Silex High School. Mark Fronick, Maddie Ingram. It'll be 9-1 and 2. Mound, then Reller and Koch. Silex, if they want a chance in the bottom half of this inning, need a hold here.
Silex has fought hard throughout the course of this game. Elsberry just continues to pour it on. We talked about this before the game when your starting 9, your lowest batting average is like 296.
Mm-hmm. There's not many holes.
No.
That one just missed, 1-1.
What a frame by Morris. The ball kind of skipped in and she pulled it up.
Mound ready again. And again, that one skips in, 2-1. Run in the second, 2 in the third. Game was tied at 3 after 3. 6-run, 4th inning, and adding a run in the 6th. This one's grounded 2 short. Up with it is James over to Van Horn, and there's 1 away. 6-3 on the putout. And back to the top of the order we go for Jillian Reller. Reller, 4 singles. But only 1 run scored so far. She is now trying to stretch a single to a double. That one bounced off the plate. 1-0.
We haven't seen very many slappers over the last couple of years, and that's been a topic that we've had. But I feel like this year we've seen quite a few.
Yeah, the return of the slap.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. 1 out, base is empty.
I think she heard the wrong numbers.
I think
they
so
were
too.
happy about it being called a strike, but they were like, hey, that's not what you were supposed to throw.
This one grounded to the shortstop. Big hop for James. Throw over in time. 2 away. Again, 6-3 on the putout. That brings in Kenzie Koch. Where's she at? Shortstop now?
She's at shortstop. Yep, they just traded places.
She threw a Mason Wind strike from short to first to end the last half inning. Takes the ball here. One of those 101-mile-an-hour throws from shortstop.
I'm sure the first baseman, Ashlyn Javot, knew what to expect, but still, just, I hope that I catch this. I hope that I catch this.
And it doesn't catch me.
Yeah.
Off the glove and caught by the pitcher. Harris popped that straight into the air, stayed with it, and made the catch to end the inning. What a play, and maybe that'll be a catalyst. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. It's Elsberry 10, Silex 7 on senior night at Silex High School from Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Mike Henry Excavating, Pogue Chevy Buick Dealer in Hannibal, Service and Supply Co-op, and PJ's Salon.
Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats is your first stop when stocking your freezer. Brown's has frozen chicken, steaks, brats, and burgers ready to go. For wholesale and custom butchering, Brown's is your first call. It's where quality meets service. Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats. For your meat processing, smokehouse meats, and homemade sausage. Just off Highway 61 in Silex.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by One Multi-Sports Complex. Pike County Mutual Insurance agents Corey Buchanan and Shelley Clucky, Gambino's Eatery, and Hannibal Regional Medical Group.
To the bottom of the 7th, 3-run ball game. Silex trailing Elsberry here from Silex High School. Good top of the 7th defensively for the Owls. And we'll see what they can do against Plaster here in her.
We've seen some productivity from Van Horn and Twellman and Harris. Obviously, that was against Kenzie Koch, but timing is very similar with Maya Plaster. I think Maya has maybe a little bit more control of her pitches at times, where she's able to be a little bit more on the plate.
Yeah, she can spot a strike better.
Yeah, and so that's going to be something that you should be looking for as a hitter, too. If she leaves something a little bit too much on the plate, that's when you need to be turning on it and making it your pitch.
Yeah, I think Coke is a little more dynamic in the circle, and Plaster a little more like that. A technician, swing and a miss.
I think they complement each other extremely well.
0-1 to Van Horn. She struck out, but reached first last time up, and this one drops into center. A leadoff hit. Big turn, goes back to first, and Silex gets the leadoff hitter on, down by 3.
That was a off-speed pitch, very similar to the first that caught Van Horn out on her front leg, but this one hung up in the zone more, and so she was able to recognize that and get enough of her bat on it to drive it up the middle and drop it in.
Maya forgot a wristband.
She was just working from memory out there.
Now it's on. She has the glove back on. And the first pitch to Twellman floats high. 1-0. She's yet to be on base today. Takes another one up high, 2-0. Potential tying run in the on-deck circle for Silex. In the 7th. Up high again, 3-0.
That was a good hold because Twellman wanted that one. But those pitches have been in that same spot. That's really great execution, knowing exactly what Twellman was looking for.
Takes a strike, 3-1. Now you got to be ready for your pitch. This one, back to the pitcher, off her glove, and out at first. Runner advances to second.
That was just an instance of Maya looking to get that out at second base. She had started to turn her body away from the ball, and it was just off the end of the bat, and her pitch already has quite a bit of spin to it. So it's really easy to mishandle that ball, which is exactly what happened there. She was able to recover to get one out, but now a runner in scoring position for the Lady Owls.
Still 10-7. This one lifted into center. Ranging over is Talbot. She makes the catch. Runner tagged and will stay. There's 2 outs. Silex down to their final out. That'll bring in Macy Mooney. Carroll on deck.
She's had an RBI in 2 of her at-bats today. She had a single in her first at-bat, and it was an RBI, and then she flied out to third base. After that, she had a laser to left field. Brought in a run for the Lady Owls.
Absolute tattoo job to the fence near that 212 sign. Takes a ball to start her 4th at-bat. Popped up, foul territory, and making the catch is Javot. And this ball game comes to an end. 10-7 our final. Elsberry on the road spoils senior night for the Silex Owls. We'll be back with the postgame for you after this on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Hayden's Motorsports, La Crosse Lumber Company, Bill Allen Auction Services, and Bowling Green Veterinary Clinic.
The Eagle 102 Sports postgame show is coming up on KJFM Radio.
Geared Up, just off the square in Pittsfield, is your first stop for screen printing and embroidery. The folks at Geared Up take pride in making their communities and schools look great while offering the best prices around. If you're looking to expand your wardrobe, or maybe a gift is on the list, stop by their store and check out numerous items in stock. When you're looking for custom apparel and awards for your business, organization, or team, stop by Geared Up, 211 South Madison in Pittsfield.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Eagle 102 sports coverage brought to you all season long by Eagles Bluff Golf Course, People's Bank and Trust, Pike County Health Department, and Missouri State Representative Chad Perkins.
Time now for the Eagle 102 Sports postgame show on KJFM Radio.
10-7 our final. Elsberry over Silex here from Silex High School. It was Elsberry striking first with a single run in the bottom of the second. Silex answered with a single tally of their own. Elsberry got two in the top of the third. Home run from Anna Talbot made it a 3-1 game, but Silex came back again. RBI from Van Horn made it a 3-3 contest. Then it was a big inning for Elsberry, 6 runs in the fourth, and then one more in the sixth. Silex scored twice in the fifth and the sixth innings, but had a big start to the seventh inning. Got that runner aboard, but couldn't get the potential tying run to the plate. They had the potential tying run at the plate in the sixth inning, but Elsberry was able to get out of it, and able to get out of it again, and able to get out of Silex with a 3-run win.
I think this is a great game for both teams, and you know, you're looking at the postseason coming up, and we say a couple of weeks, but it's tomorrow basically is what it feels like. But you're going to have games like this, whether you're playing your best or you're not, or maybe some team is playing really, really well and another team isn't playing their A game. And so this is a learning experience for both sides, and I thought that both teams showed a lot of fight, especially in the batter's box, especially with some pitchers that continue to pound the zone, 7 innings deep. That's tough to do, and so to continue to go up there and compete every single inning and never really telling yourself you're out of an inning, or telling yourself that wasn't enough runs, even though you scored 6 runs in the fourth inning. You knew this team was going to continue to come back, so you continue to pour it on. This was a great game by both sides. I know that there's going to be things that both teams want to work on, errors for both sides, but I think overall, just taking a step back, this was good for them looking at the postseason.
Yeah, Silex came out playing great defense, but in that sixth run fourth, just things fell apart. They committed it was one error in the books, but there was a lot of mental errors, throwing to the wrong base, just looking the wrong way, and just giving extra bases, extra runs to Elsberry. That stuff you've got to clean up before you get to the postseason.
And when you find yourself in a position where you're playing as an underdog in this matchup, you know that Elsberry has had a fantastic season. You put a lot of pressure on yourself. And a lot of times, you're like, oh, we're competing. Oh, this game's tied. Oh, this is close. I want to keep it here. Yeah. And then that pressure just sets in, and it does become fear. And you can tell in everybody's body language, they become more stiff. They stop talking.
Yeah.
And it's not just a recipe for disaster for the Silex Lady Owls. You see it across the EMO conference. You see it across all of softball. But whenever you stop thinking about who is on the other side and start competing with yourself, which is something that Dean Street continues to preach to the Clopton Lady Hawks, and he'll tell you every time you talk to him. But that's what you have to do as an athlete. You have to be able to separate and know that you're competing, and you're competing for a reason. You're not tied in this game for any old reason. You did that, and you deserve to be here.
Just looking at the final pitch gun, we'll look at that in a minute. Finish up our tallying of the score sheet. 10-7 our final, and we'll wrap things up from Silex after this on Eagle 102 Sports.
Game of the Week coverage on air and online brought to you by Dennis Mudd Auto Body, W5 Auction Services, White Insurance Agency, and Wood Smoke Meats.
State Farm in Pittsfield understands that life can be tough. The State Farm staff is there to help you make smart decisions when it comes to all your insurance and financial service needs. Call, email, text, or stop by the office Monday through Friday between 9 to 5 to talk to an agent. State Farm in Pittsfield, a family-oriented office, is located at 311 Half West Washington Street in Pittsfield, serving Pike County, Illinois, and the surrounding areas.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Eagle 102 Sports coverage brought to you all season long by A Taste of Philly, State Farm Insurance Agent Cindy Blaylock, Central State Bank of Illinois, and Eolia Landscape Supply.
10-7, Elsberry over Silex as Silex begins their fall senior night festivities down below us. The win goes to Kenzie Koch. The loss, Rylan Harris. If you're going to give a save, Maya Plaster came in and pitched well for an inning and a third to close it out, and she did face the tying run, so you would definitely put that as a save situation in the 6th inning. Final numbers for
more holes in the sock that had the shoe on.
Harris, 7 innings pitched, 1 K, 3 walks, 11 hits allowed, gave up 10 runs, 6 of those were earned. And then for Koch, it was 6 2/3 innings pitched, 7 runs, 5 of those earned, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. The hit batter, that was, she hit the batter as well. So 3 free passes, 2 less painful than the other.
So what we're looking at is if we clean up errors, we have a 6-5 game.
Yep.
So we already had a close game.
Yeah.
A well-fought game from both sides, but you clean up errors both sides, 6-5 is your score.
But instead, that big 4th inning proved to be the difference, even though Silex did claw back a little bit. Elsberry able to get a little bit of insurance and give them a cushion that ended up being insurmountable for a 10-7 Elsberry road victory over Silex. That'll do it here from senior night at Silex High School. For Maddie, this is Mark saying we'll see you soon for more softball from Eagle 102 Sports.
You've been listening to Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Join us each week as we bring you the best of area high school sports on air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM radio app. You can find a full recap of scores online and daily during Eagle 102 Sports, all from your area sports leader, KJFM Radio. From KJFM Louisiana Bowling Green, this is Eagle 102.